Behind the city built on the bay, the businesses built on clicks. If you've ever liked, followed or shared anything online, it began here in the Valley of the Kings of Tech. But for the giants to keep growing, they must keep us clicking. So are the products in your pocket really on your side? Come on into a club which has 500 million members. It's the professional social network LinkedIn. And in this room, Amy watches them. Through one-way glass and overhead cameras, her team monitor volunteer users and what keeps them scrolling.
Really, the feed is the #1 thing that keeps people engaged. You know, we're constantly improving the relevance. It refreshes when you come back to the app, and there should be, you know, plenty of liquidity, so you're seeing a lot of really great relevant content here.
How many times a day do you want people to be going back to it?
I think that's up to them.
But it's in LinkedIn's commercial interest to get them to go back a lot. Like all the big social networks, it makes its money from super targeted adverts.
So, one thing I wanted to ask you about.
Yep.
That little red circle with a 2 in it.
That's right.
I see that, I get a little buzz and I think, oh, that's exciting.
Exactly.
And I go in. That's an important part of what you do, right? An
That
important
is.
part of how you draw people into the app.
I believe there's research that's been done that when it's a rewarding experience, dopamine is actually released in the brain.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty powerful thing, which is why we don't want to abuse it.
That's a drug of some sort or
Exactly.
another, isn't it?
But there are signs that even as its products get more immersive, the industry is beginning to realise how damaging that drug might be.
Thank you, Jackson.
Take a look at what some of the people who make those products want their kids to do with them.
Okay, thank you.
This private Silicon Valley classroom turns its back on tech. 80% of students have a parent working in the tech industry.
If this is a Silicon Valley classroom, where are all the screens?
The great thing about being in Silicon Valley is that there's so much creative thinking, and there is no need to have a screen to do creative thinking. We're so into cultivating creative thinking. It's just happening in human beings and not through pixels.
So are the people designing these attention-grabbing products really asking their own children to look away?
They just think real human interaction is better and like talking to someone.
And they work in tech. Your dad works
in tech. Yeah.
They're worried that if I am on my phone too much, that it will take away from what I am doing, like helping at home or my homework.
I don't really think you need a tablet to think.
There are now real questions about these media companies whose effect seems anti-social. There's a growing movement of people inside Silicon Valley asking, are these social tech tools now becoming too good, too effective at distracting us? Are they becoming like that other great American export, fast food, that we crave the short-term buzz they give us, even though long-term binging might be bad for us? These companies whose business models depend on trying to make you look are creating a whole new economy based on your attention. That's according to a former top developer at Google.
In the attention economy, the user is the product. And I think that's literally true. We're literally paying with the moments of our life that we spend with the product, but then we're also paying with the things we could have done with ourselves had we not been spending that hour or 10 hours, you know, scrolling through Facebook.
One former Facebook exec, Chamath Palihapitiya, said in November, Facebook is destroying how society works. After that, the company said it's making changes to improve users' well-being. But neither Facebook, Twitter nor Google wanted to give us a comment about the potential risks of the attention economy. Meanwhile, down by the bay, an earlier wave of tech workers is concerned about what happens when the attention economy collides with democracy.
People are highly focused on their own news feeds, and they are not getting most of their news from vetted sources. They're getting them from the people who are engineering the most attention out of us, and that is the social media companies.
The social media giant's gravity-defying growth is down to a simple idea: learning so much about you that they can predict what will make you click. Should they limit what they do with that knowledge, or do we need to learn how to resist? Dominic Reynolds, 5 News in California.